Yo, what's up guys? TurnGreenGoHAM here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin Hexer walkthrough. So we finished up Drangleic Castle and got to Shrine of Amana last time. In this episode, real quick, I will be headed off, going from the Shaded Woods Fort Bonfire. We're gonna head on out here. And oops. Oh, he parried me. That's ridiculous. All right. Reset the encounter. Go ahead, shoot. Grab a heal. I feel like that's cheating. The way they lead their shots is just ridiculous. But what we're gonna do real quick, I really don't care about any of these guys. I'm really just on my way through, and I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna roll past this guy. And we're going to head over here to the Shrine of Winter and go ahead and examine. So I'm going to take us to the location for the Dark Clutch Ring. What I'm going to do is actually fast forward this portion because really all we're doing is running straight there. We do have the frozen flowers, so we'll be able to open this door. But I will fast forward the rest of this run. I just want to show you guys how to pick it up real quick, and then I'll be back with you shortly after we pick it up. Okay guys, so that's how you get the Dark Clutch Ring. Do want to bring up the Abyss Seal here. Gives you 7.5% damage boost, where the Dark Clutch Ring I believe is 15%. I might be wrong on that. But the downside of the Dark Clutch Ring is that you take increased physical damage. So you just kind of have to, weigh your options. Which one do you want to use? I'm going to opt for the Dark Clutch Ring for now. Maybe later we'll swap out the Abyss Seal for one of these other rings. But I do also want to bring up that while I was doing that run, I did mute the microphone so that all you would have is game sounds, and then I forgot to unmute it for the rest of this playthrough. So for the rest of this video, you're going to have voiceover, and I hope that's okay. I did, between episodes, upgrade the Cathis Chime and turn it dark. Now that gives us over 500 dark boost, and to put that in perspective, if we look at the sunset staff, yes, it has a little bit higher buff, but the Resonant Soul and Great Resonant Soul hit harder than the Sorcery Hexes, so well worth the investment. And we will play around with it a little bit, mainly on bosses, just to show you the damage it can do to bosses. And you know, we're leveled up. You know, we're level 132. We don't really have to worry about, you know, getting any more damage stats. All we have is vigor, endurance, and vitality, and balancing those where we want it, along with, I guess, 5 more attunement at some point. But anyway, guys, on the subject of voiceover, I want your opinion for the 100% walkthrough. Now, with the 100% walkthrough, there's going to be a lot of lore to talk about during the playthrough. So my question is, are you guys totally against voiceover? Do you prefer live commentary? Because I believe with the voiceover, I could give a much better picture of the lore as I play, or we can just go with the live commentary and I can, you know, talk about lore as much as possible without getting distracted while playing. But anyway, guys, this pit is where we're headed. You can see there's a lot of enemies and just a ton of loot. So what I like to do is I like to go down here and just snipe everybody off before I even go into the poison. Got a skeleton here just listening to the sounds of the earth. And then once we get down here and get in the poison, we're not going to use any anti-poison items. All we're going to do is use life gems, radiant life gems, to heal through it. The problem with the anti-poison in this game is that it only decreases, or I guess I should say increases, the amount of time it takes to fill your poison bar. So while you will gain about 20% extra time where you're not, you know, getting poisoned, right? That bar will take 20% longer to fill up. But the problem is that it only takes, you know, 10 seconds to fill up. So you're talking about buying 2 seconds, and then once you're poisoned, you're still taking the same amount of damage. So just use your life gems, heal through it, and you'll be just fine. Like I said, though, try to pick everything off that you can before you head down into the poison, because we are going to have these skeletons that pop up. We'll take them down as we go. But to run down in here with all those enemies, dealing with the poison, and having the skeletons pop up is just going to be a bit much. Now we do pop in here, grab this last item here, Titanite chunk, plenty of chunks down here. We will have plenty to upgrade the silver black spear when we get it for a faster weapon. You're going to go in here, grab this item, be a skeleton here. That is a fragrant branch of yore, which is fantastic. And then I'll show you down here in the poison. You can see it builds up. As long as you're out of the poison cloud, it will go down. But there are poison pools here, and once they're on you, they coat your clothes, and that just keeps building up. So we'll run in here, we'll grab our raw stone. Woo, big loot. And then I forgot to look down in a hole underneath. We'll get back to that here in just a second, but we're going to continue picking up all this loot outside. There will be a couple of more skeletons we'll have to deal with. There's one there. And then grab this item. Looking around to the right, there will be a skeleton, but he won't pop up as you run towards him. He'll come over here, grab your first item, and then when you turn around, he'll be ready to stab you in the back. So take care of him. As you can see, just popping life gems is plenty for keeping up with this poison. Finish grabbing your loot. And then we're going to go ahead and head out of the poison here and continue on. Before I do, I'm going to run back down here and grab the item that I missed in the chest. Kind of hard to see in here. I will show you a trick later on how to brighten up this area. But for right now, we're just grabbing what's in the chest and getting out of here. There's another fire seed. We'll be able to get our pyromancy flame up to max level before we deal with flame lurkers, so that's fantastic. And then we're gonna head up this ramp here. We've got a couple of, I keep calling them desert pyromancers, but they're desert sorceresses in this game. They were pyromancers in Dark Souls 3. Yes, desert pyromancers, and now they're desert sorceress. And you can tell that by the gear you pick up. The way I like to tackle this room, because you've got two of the desert sorceresses, is I like to come over here and just get one targeted. I usually wait until the one out in the distance throws the fireballs, just so I know where the range is. And then we take the first one down, and then we're gonna run up really quick. Now this second one is a bit of a pain, honestly. She'll hit you with the fire spells as you're climbing up the ladder, if she's lucky. You've got a hollow up here. She's got that lingering chaos, which will wake the hollow up. And then she's got a crazy combustion. I'm going to assume it's great combustion because it does a ton of damage to us. But the big deal is getting close to her. She's got her range spells, and then of course she'll do the melee. We got lucky, she fell down, so we get a free plunge attack here, and we take both of these enemies out simultaneously, so that was fantastic. We do have a lever to flip up here, another item, and then we've got one more ladder to go up that we skip to get to this sorceress. But when you pull this lever, this doorway here opens up, and we do have another item across the way. As well as another hollow here. Got another one down there by the door. We'll take care of him in a second. We are going to go back and grab what's up this ladder real quick. There we go, hexing urns. So we are a hexer, but on the off chance we run out of spells, we can just chunk some hexing urns. I never look a gift horse in the mouth, especially when it comes to consumables. Because they'll get you out of a pickle sometimes. But we'll hang a right here. It's worth mentioning all the pots we come across from this point on are going to be filled with poison. As you can see, they've all got green goo in them. If you break them open, you're going to get poisoned. So don't go breaking the pots around this area. But we will go ahead and rest because there's no overlap in the next area from where we came from. But there are 3 crystal lizards around the corner. Now these can be kind of tough. It can be kind of tough. You can target the middle one. The second you can target him, though, he starts running. So you can hit the one on the left, and usually you can tab over and hit the one on the right. I did let him get out of range there, but not a big deal because we're right by a bonfire. Just come back and rest, and you should be able to get the other 2. Unlike previous Souls games, if I haven't brought it up yet, the crystal lizards, they only respawn once you rest or homeward bone, basically reset the world state. You can't just log out and log back in like you could in Dark Souls Remastered or Dark Souls 3. We've got some holes here. A couple of them have some items down them, and one of them is death. That's the death one, I believe. But we do come up one and then drop down another, so you'll know by the time we're done with this area which one is death. So we've got 2 routes here, one to the right. That is a little loop, but over here we got another one of these dark casters. And what we want to do, we don't actually want to kill him. What we want to do is come stand in front of this wooden wall here, and it takes a few attempts. But if you can sucker him into hitting that wall, he'll blow those boards up, and there's nothing we can do blow those boards up. So you've just got to do this over and over again until he actually smashes it. I think that's the one. Yes, that's the one. So we do go ahead and take him out real quick. Quite a few items in this room. Some soul items, a torch, and the old knight pike and great shield. So from here, if you head right, there is a drop down to a chest. Once you drop down, though, you do have to take the ladder. since that is the case, we're going to head back over here and take care of the other room because it actually loops back through. Get you back to where you started from. Now, there are a ton of guys in here, and I'm just going to tell you, I mess up. I mess up really good. I wanted to show you the power of Great Resonant Soul. And in doing so, I didn't run like you should in this room. And they just pincered me at the door. So don't do like I did. As you can see, just tremendous damage, but then stun locked to death. So that was definitely dumb. Okay, so we make it back to our souls. This time we're going to do it right. We're just going to run through the door. The trick to this room is running in a circle. You want to run up the ramp, get everybody to head up the ramp, drop down the floor, and then just rinse and repeat. And it's actually very easy to take all these guys out. So just do as much damage as you can before you're forced to fall back down onto the floor. You see we got one below, unfortunately. He was headed back around to the ramp. But what you're trying to do is keep them all as a pack here. And every time you ring around the rosy, they'll have to work their way back up the ramp, and they like to shuffle for position, so it does buy you some time to just sit here and free cast. So highly recommend using this method to get through the room. Once you get them all down, every one of these doorways here has something in it. I don't think there is a door that does not have an item. I'm going to get lots of soul items here, as well as there is a pathway behind this door. Now this path to the left leads to death. Do not go that way. I'll show you here in a second. And then the opposite direction actually leads to a petrified something, and then you can drop down and recircle back through the area, which we will do here shortly, but we are going to finish clearing the room real quick just to show you. There's absolutely no bottom to that, so do not jump in there. You'll have a bad time. So I'll head back through this room, finish picking up all the loot, breaking down all the doors. Skeptic Spice. Spices are always nice because you can put on spells that you're not, you know, leveled for. If you want something from sorcery that takes a little more sorcery than 30, then you can spice that down. Same thing with the miracle versions. Another spice in here, so good loot in this room. One more door over here to bash in, and we get a large Titanite shard. So plenty of Titanite here, plenty of loot around. Now we just head back over to the pathway that leads us out, which I thought was this one, but I was wrong. Just showing you can't get back out that way. That is a drop down. And once you're in the room, you're in the room until you clear out all the enemies. Or you could always, if you wanted to, you could make a larger loop by going through this door and back around to the beginning and just spinning around again. So that's back to the hall that we went down. Now we'll go up here and take a left, and we'll go ahead and do the drop down to get the chest and then run through the poison. So in this chest, we've got a poison stone and some rotten pine resin, kind of fitting for the area, I guess. I'm going to show you here the easiest way to see through the poison fog, and that's by using a torch. Unfortunately, I forgot that there's also a skeleton down here, and I use a two-handed weapon. So this does get a little messy. But as soon as you come down the ladder, right in front of you, you'll be met with a skeleton. And I tried a one-hand swing before I realized, nope, we have to two-hand it. So you will lose the torch here for a second while I take the skeleton out, but I will grab the torch again. Unfortunately, you can't see where the skeleton is. As you see, missed him 3 times, took a hit in return, and then got lucky and hit him. So I did go ahead and pop some life gems just to get my health ticking up since we are in the poison, and then grab another flame butterfly so you guys can see. And now you can definitely see the difference. Could not even see the walls before I lit the torch. Now it's not crystal clear, but it's much better than just running around in green soup. So this is one of the holes back from that original area where I told you one was death and two had items. Here's the other one that has an item, and we are going to go ahead and drop down and grab that. Up top you can see the desert sorceress. We'll have to deal with her in the next area. She likes to hang out on that balcony and just cast fireballs all the way down here. But we'll go ahead and pop a life gem and drop down here. We get a fading soul. It's basically a trap item, really. And then work your way all the way around here and get a spice. So the spice is not bad for sure. And this carries you into the next area. So I didn't want to aggro everything in the room and have a hard time. So I do backtrack here just to reset everything except for the skeleton that does follow us. And we'll take him down. And then we get one more beefy boy that comes after us. And these guys are actually pretty dumb. You can get them to poison themselves in the next area, and we will do that. So just remember, don't go down the big hole. The hole with the ladder and the other small hole that you can see an item at the bottom. Those are safe. Do not go down this hole. That is death. Alright, so once again, we get a lot of guys in poison, so we are just going to snipe them all down, make our life easier. You do kind of need to keep moving, because even though the desert sorceress is really bad at hitting you down here, she most definitely can. And the easiest way to avoid it is to not stand in one place too long. We are going to take care of all these guys down in the pit. We're going to go around to the right hand side because we've got another room over here. Mannequin up top. I keep calling them mannequins like they're a mannequin in a department store. It's mankin, M-A-N-K-I-N. But as you can see, these guys are dumb. They literally will poison themselves and just die. So I back up here just to show that it will indeed completely kill him. And there we go. No effort on our part at all. So we run through here. We've got more enemies up there, but first I want to take care of this bottom portion. And there's a reason, because later on we'll be jumping down here, and when you jump down here, this guy's gonna attack you, and then you try to head back through this room. You don't have any cushions, so you're just surrounded by these poison pots. But we do have something to get down here. We'll go ahead and go down the hall. Make a right hand turn. We got some more poison pots. We got our good friend Lucatiel, and then we've got a ferrous lockstone contraption. So we'll use this. And then right over here we've got our wall and a chest. So there we go. We get a poison bite ring, which to me seems kind of late for this area, but hey, I guess who am I to judge? We come over here and we just burn through Lucatiel's dialogue. We need to make sure that she's spoken to every chance we get. After we speak to her here, she will meet us in the Iron Keep, and that is where we will fight our next boss with Lucatiel. Now remember, we did kill 3 bosses with Lucatiel, so her quest is already going to complete. But me being the completionist I am, I'm going to try to kill the 4th boss with her alive as well, and that's Smelter Demon. He is tough. He is very, very tough. So when we get to him, we will do our best to keep Lucatiel alive. I'm not going to make any promises. He is pretty rough on her. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and drop down here. We did kill all the enemies except for any skeletons that may pop up. Get Chameleon there, very nice. Dragon Charm. You'll notice we pick up several Titanite slabs as we come through here. The Titanite slabs in this game are incredibly imbalanced. You get way too many Titanite slabs for the amount of chunks, large Titanite shards and Titanite shards as you can get. but there are vendor options for the other shards, so I guess I can't be mad at having plenty of slabs, because that just means I can level up as many weapons as I really feel like, right? But that's that hallway we came through. You can't get back, you can only drop down, and that's the same with the little roundabout room that we did earlier. We do have one more place to go before we head inside, and that's right over here. Get a little pathway. We head down here, and we're gonna see something very, very familiar. This area, you know, they say Drangleic and Lordran are not connected, but this over here looks very connected, because the way this statue is broken, the platform, everything, this is exactly the layout of Dark Souls Remastered, right outside the Kite Dragon there. But anyway, this is where you get your Warriors of Sunlight Covenant, and we will go ahead and kneel. We will enter the Covenant, but first we're going to grab this gesture, get Praise the Sun. Who doesn't love Praise the Sun? I literally have I have the Solaire amiibo over here with him on my desk praising the sun. Anyway, get the sun seal, and we're gonna head back to the Dark Covenant once we get around to doing the dungeons and Dark Lurker. I feel like this area over here is just wasted. Like, you cut it out in the game, but you didn't put anything over here. But anyway, it's time to head inside. Jumping ship from the Dark Covenant doesn't hurt us, so there's no reason not to pick up the Sunlight Covenant while we're here. And we'll head in. We've got another big boy. He'll run right through the pots, poison himself again. You guys really are probably the easiest enemy here, because they just murder themselves. And you can see that Desert Sorceress up there just still going nuts. So you can use your spells to bust these pots. If you walk around the pots, actually, you can get this guy to poison himself by walking through the pots as you go back through the room. And sometimes you can get him to go off to the side here. He doesn't quite do it there, but then we splash him with that pot, which then gets him poisoned. So just big old dumb guys. Speaking of big old dumb guys, you're listening to one right now, because kill this guy, and then we let our camera do some crazy stuff and fall right off to our death. So anyway, it's Dark Souls, gravity happens, and we'll get back to it. So we're back here where our souls are, and we'll go ahead and grab these and do our best to not freely walk off the side of the stairs here. Let's wait for the poison to go away. I try to target the guy in front of me, and it targets somebody through the floor. And we'll do it one more time. Pick this guy out. We've got another one just up on this landing. And then you'll notice here with the Desert Sorceress, you can't hit her. This is a safe zone, but you can't hit her from here. The spells don't launch high enough. However, if you backstep to the place where her fireballs land, you can actually hit her. Now, it does push her back, which means, you know, you're not gonna be able to stand in the same spot. You will have to back up to get a line on her again. But we'll go ahead and pick this up and get the Desert Sorceress hood and a dragon charm, and then we'll drop down where this little poison mushroom was. And we get a Skeptic Spice. Now we've got one little side area to do over here. You can see the poison mushroom over there. Go ahead and take him down. Now I found the easiest way to get here is running, no jumping. If you jump, you're gonna roll right off the other side. So just run, and then R1 for a plunge attack stops you dead in your tracks. Before we get on too much with this area, I am bringing your attention to this trap right here, and we're actually going to use it to our advantage. So we've got one of our Huntsman's Cops big boys. We just roll out of the way, let the arrows take care of it. Now there is a mannequin around this corner. He'll jump out and be really fast and outpace our big sword. But down the hall, we've got another mannequin. And the trap will take a little while before it resets. To the right, we've got an item. Don't go get the item, though. To the left, another mannequin. And if you run up on them, you really get a chance to hit them. Even though you have a slow weapon, you have a chance to hit them before they can start their combo. So here we get a heavy crossbow +3. Now this is the only item I know of in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the only item I know of in the game that comes upgraded outside of DLC areas. Now you want to be careful here and make a jump, because this walkway is the only part that there's floor. The rest of this room is all perfectly empty. That all, you just fall to your death. But I believe that's the only one outside of DLC that comes pre-upgraded at any level. Now once we get into the DLC, we'll get quite a few weapons that are already leveled up. I believe a longbow. You get a longbow pretty early. But it saves you a lot of upgrade materials, and I think that's a great addition to a DLC. Because I love loot. That's why I love this game. I love Dark Souls because I'm a loot addict. I'm a shiny addict. And to have some items that you know you don't have to then go and pick up other items to improve, they are fantastic. They're saving you all the time of going through and getting all your Titanite shards and all that. And I really dig that addition. I wish they had done it in the DLC for Dark Souls Remastered and Dark Souls 3. Just remember, screen off center, roll away. No matter what trap it is, you'll miss it. Grab our free torch. That was totally worth the trap, right? And here we are. We're at a boss. So this boss is incredibly easy, and there's two ways to handle it. First off, you can just go mano a mano and take him down. Second off, there's some pots hanging from the ceiling, and if you break these pots, you need something that does pretty good damage, so like heavy arrows or a spell with some stagger damage, but you can break them and these hollows will fall down. Once they fall down, the boss will meander on over to them and munch them down. When he does, he gets a little bit of hopper armor, but it's just free. It's free DPS time. So you can see here we're doing an amazing 744 damage to this guy using Great Resonant Soul. Now I do go ahead and fire a regular old dark orb at him so you can see the difference. And it's real easy. Just circle and roll. This guy's easy. So you can see here, even though I missed the roll there, even though this has more spell power, we're only doing like, 277 whatever. Our Great Resonant Soul just did a ton of damage. But anyway, you got a Covetous Demon Soul over here. It looks like a ramp that you could possibly get up. You cannot, at least I've never been able to. I haven't looked around to see if anybody could, but you get almost to the top and no further. So this next area we go to, we're going to be farming a weapon. We've got our big boy sword, and I want something light to go along with it. Now, the Silver Black Spear is fantastic for a Hexer. Has great dark scaling, great reach, great critical damage. So, riposte, backstabs, things like that. Really good, really light. So we can wear it along with our crit black sword once we get our third dragon ring and still be okay. Anyway, we're through with this area for now. We're going to head on back to Majula, grab a level, and then in the next episode, we're going to continue on where we're at, farm out our Silver Black Spear, get it leveled up. We do have enough Titanite left to level another weapon, so we'll have that fully maxed out as soon as we get it, and we'll also change it over to Dark. So that'll give us something to look forward to. So some of these faster enemies are not you know, just tearing us up so bad. The Crit Black Sword is a fantastic boss weapon. Fantastic, because the bosses in this game give you about enough window generally for 2 fast hits or 1 heavy hit. So this sword will demolish a boss health bar. The Silver Black Spear is for general adds. It does really well with multiple adds as well, because the R2 is a big sweep, and we definitely have the stats to wield it. So we're going to do some really decent damage with it. But anyway, we're going to grab a level real quick. Now I do decide to go with endurance, continue pumping that stamina since we are using the big sword. I thought about vitality for a second. We're only gaining a half unit of equipment load though, so for right now I really feel like getting stamina is the way to go. We do have 5 more to put in a 2-minute at some point. I may put 5 more in health, but anyway guys, that'll do it for this video. In the next video we'll continue on with the area. We'll go ahead and move on towards the Iron Keep. So anyway guys, if you're enjoying the series, drop a like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit me up in that comment section down below. Till the next video guys, thanks for watching.